man's bad mood is all my moves for someone to find solution. Don't worry about the journey, think about the honey. That tastes so sweet and nice. Only me, myself, and I can take you there. Come on, man, I got millions of girls in my bosom. So much wonderful, like the angel from the heaven. Some are dark and so beautiful, some are bright and so colorful. You've been told, don't ask me no more. I got millions of girls in my bosom. So much wonderful, like the angel from the heaven. Some are dark and so beautiful, some are bright and so colorful. You've been told, don't ask me no more. The beautiful ones are yet to be born, but the girls that I had, they fall from the sky. The black is sweet, she's from Africa. She likes wearing culture, she's so gorgeous. I got Asian, American, and European girls as well. They're so colorful and pretty, they like to stay in those special kind of girls. I got millions of girls in my bosom, so much wonderful, like the angel from the heaven. Some are dark and so beautiful, some are bright and so colorful. You've been told, don't ask me no more. I got millions of girls in my bosom, so much wonderful, like the angel from the heaven. Some are dark and so beautiful, some are bright and so colorful. You've been told, don't ask me no more. My place is beautiful and so much wonderful. I guess you wanna know. Come on, man, come on. My place is beautiful and so much wonderful. I guess you wanna know. Come on, man, come on. My place is beautiful and so much wonderful. I guess you wanna know. Come on, man, come on. My place is beautiful and so much wonderful. I guess you wanna know. Come on, man, come on, come on. Welcome into my bosom.
Live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broader Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 104.1 FM.
My kid into my bosom. Oh, oh, Chicago, whatever. Guru Entertainment. Oh, yeah, I represent Power New Georgia Junction, and I represent all the niggas on the block. Niggas in the corner, niggas in the hood, niggas everywhere. Come on, homeboys, I'll take you there. Oh, oh, na 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 na. Oh, hey.
live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broader Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 104.1 FM.
It's a true life story about human being. Human being, that God made human being. When God made human being seen. For that reason, God drove human being. So human being, your more heart is to be blind. Human being, that wicked kind of being. You too good for human being, they will stay for your need. Human being, you can satisfy their needs. So just live your life, you don't mind human being. The more friends you get, that the more the trouble. Walk, pulling all the gas, they will just trouble. That the kind of things from human being that they able. That what made a friendship, they even be stable. Human being, when on credit, it will be baking. When you credit, then I hold you walking. For your own money, that chicken loose talking. When you bread they say what they market, they will make it. Human being, I say somebody not cool. You do good for them, they will still take it as a fool. So you mark human being, you're not do what you want to do. You see human being, they let people that too cool. They get their own problem, they won't worry over it. You want that your problem, they won't worry over it. Human being on you, now I check on my you born in your children, they say that off in the womb. When you were born soon, they say sin in your womb. When you by yourself, they will say you too proud. You friendly with them, they want to tears from your eye. Hey, human being. Human being, I God make human being. When God make human being seen. For that reason, God drove human being. So human being, your more heart is set to be being. Human being, that wicked cannot be. You do good for human being, they will stay for your need. Human being, you can satisfy their needs. So just live your life, you don't mind human being. Human being, they want a friend to cheat. They won't be the
Live from the King's Builder in Monrovia, broader Buchanan. This is
human being telling you the world you are. Somebody please help me, let pray for human being. Somebody please help me, let ask human being. What in human being want and what in they need. What you want do to satisfy human being. You do good at bad, so you set the credit side. What you want you do when you enter behind your back. When you get good job, they pray for you to be sacked. You see human being that think where they are black. Jesus make people to talk, he make people to walk. Look at all the good things that Jesus did in the world. Still human being can't
live from the King's Builder in Monrovia, broader Buchanan. This is
You want music, hip hop, R&B, lovers rock, whatever music you want. Now tune in to ABC 105.1 and forget me things are going funny here.
ABC.
For that reason, God drove human being. So human being, your more heart is set to be being. Human being, that wicked cannot be. You do good for human being, they will stay for your need. Human being, you can satisfy their needs. So just live your life, you don't mind human being. Human being, they disobey God, so God told them to leave. Send the letter, Gary, they said to win Papa things. Look how we make it, me and men love it. Such a group of men making willing for money. That they kind of Papa things human being instead doing. Human being, they won't break your marriage. They will add that they let you, they won't want it for you. When you get sense, you will love us at two. Then they see human being will set you all in the room. While you and your boyfriend dead, then they call your husband too. When your husband catch you, then he leave you all alone. Few days later, then he divorce you. He soup you will boom. Human being, the whole lot they living that successfully. When you get in a room, they say you more bad in bed. When you bad in bed, then they won't pay no kiss. Hey, human being, they just get bad ways. They can appreciate. Human being, I God make human being. When God make human being seen. For that reason, God drove human being. So human being, your more heart is set to be being. Human being, that wicked cannot be. You do good for human being, they will stay for your need. Human being, you can satisfy their needs. So just live your life, you don't mind human being.
live from the King's Builder in Monrovia, broader Buchanan. This is
Hey everyone, it's your girl Antonio, Miss Royalty Baby, and I want everyone in Liberia to know that I love listening.
You want music, hip hop, R&B, lovers rock, whatever music you want. Now tune in to ABC 105.1 and forget me things are going funny here.
ABC.
You hold fire, then I hit you, scared to touch. Do you bluffing? You better go first thing first. Hold fire, chunk, they easy to catch. They hopping in the past, it love can still get fresh. You hold fire, then I hit you, scared to touch. Everybody suck from their mother breast. Do you bluffing? They kinda getting easy to breach. How many times I should give you advice? You ain't let it, you better listen to lies. Baby, you can find me in the hood. Don't get vexed when you see me eating street food. That's why I looking for one woman to be my boo. Left heart, so we gotta break the rules. Picking loving the woman, it get a drugs abuse. What to do? The woman let it pick it too. She my own girl, but marry made it too. As soon as I get, I'm ready to be cool. I won't break your heart, I won't trip on you. Don't mind a jogger begin, he won't eat your food. He say he para women, so he makes breed. Behold, he having HIV. Baby girl, where you going? I say, come on, yeah. I say that old fire trunk, it not hard to catch. It happen in the past, it all can stay get fresh. You hold fire, then I hit you, scared to death. Do you bluffing? You better go first thing first. I say that old fire trunk, it not hard to catch. It happen in the past, it all can stay get fresh. You hold fire, then I hit you, scared to death. Do you bluffing? You better go first thing first. Hello, baby girl, that I the one. The boy who you met with the Air Force One. The way I let you, I hope you having anyone. Hello, baby girl, I'm make you sweet the plum. Any man who see you, he want you for he want. See your color, the way it's shining jet at the sun. Please give me 1 minute, let me call someone. Hello, 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 hello. The I the one. The boy who you met with the blue jeans on. Who approach you, then you say you haven't anyone. Last night the fool you cook, it made my stomach to run. The food was not bad, but the beans were not done. Never mind, baby girl, I your baby boy. For your business, I beg you for 1 minute to call. The way I let you, baby girl, I know you in spoil. Last night I saw you walking with my peeking paw. Now how you starting? You won't start acting a dog. I really let you. Now why I giving you my heart? Natural love, baby me I say in the fight. I know that corner. I even know your
Montserrat, woman, get down, Wapalu, Mangibi, boom, and everywhere you go. This is ABC Radio 105.1 FM.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Antonio, Miss Royalty Baby, and I want everyone in Liberia to know that I love listening.
105.1 FM. Live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broad and Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 105.1 FM.
live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broad and Buchanan Street. This is
ABC 105.1 FM.
live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broad and Buchanan Street. This is
ABC 105.1 FM.
Montserrat, Home, Cape Mount, Wapalu, Mangibi, home, and everywhere you go. This is ABC Radio 105.1 FM.
all right. It's Friday, and it's the last day of the working week, the last presentation of the program Traffic Talk. And Traffic Talk is a regular feature presentation, always on this radio at about 6:15 to 6:45. A program designed to talk those traffic issues, those malpractices and irregularities within the traffic. A program designed to bring our drivers to the consciousness of doing the right thing within the traffic. But first, let me apologize for not being around yesterday due to some tight schedules. But however, to our regular listeners and viewers of the program Traffic Talk, I'd like to say sorry. And I'm here today to make sure that we conclude this week's presentation and speak to our motorists. And today being a very busy day, we'd like to start by urging our drivers to be extra careful, because some folks came about to town for their rally today, and they are headed back with lots of excitement. Some are driving their own vehicle or riding their own motorcycle or pimping, and the excitement at times leads to people doing the things extraordinarily. And so welcome to it right here with the time exactly 17 minutes on the flip side, 6 o'clock. This is a 45 minutes presentation. And so time is of essence. Time is not of essence on this presentation. So quickly just bring you some traffic updates that will be your way sure you are headed to this very route we're about to talk about. Let's firstly start with the Gabriel Tuckers Bridge as usual, because it's downtown. And lots of cars that leave from Monrovia to Douala and Gardnersville. And cars leave from Douala towards town. And so brace yourself for these this traffic at the Gabriel Tuckers Bridge from the Johnson Street end. And sure, in case you are headed from the Douala area, know that there's a traffic congestion around the Town heading towards the Gabriel Tuckers Bridge, and this one around the Beer Factory area there in the Bourgeois Island, Momo Town, and the Caldwell Railway Bridge. That's the railroad bridge that links Caldwell and Logan Town, and that of Point 4 together. There's always this go slow around those parts, and due to the smallness of the Caldwell Bridge, you always find there's a huge traffic congestion on that part of the Bourgeois Island. And so brace yourself so in case you find yourself in those environments. Get yourself a Grand Prix water, whatever it is, and if you are in a haste, I recommend you get on a bike, perhaps use a kick here. But if you want to get home safely and be reunited with your family, you have to be patient. Let's take a trip at the 20th Street area around the JFK, 2018 and 19th Street area, just around the Tipman area. There's it go slow due to the red light and people crossing from these multiple crossing points. So there's also a little bit of traffic around those areas. And perhaps around the Ministry of Health, going down the Ministry of Health around the 72nd Boulevard intersection. That's the Tottenham Boulevard intersection and the SKD Boulevard. Due to the construction work being done, cars have been rerouted around the SKD Boulevard. So in case you're going around the rehab area, you can take the bypass, at least from the Congotown back road straight to King Gray and Chucky Tillers Avenue. That would be your best way for you to pass. And if you're going around the Parker-Penn Junction, know that there's a go slow around the Prince Johnson Avenue, around the Dupont Road Junction, Police Academy. There's a go slow. At times, there's traffic on the back route of the that is the Jehovah's Witness Watchtower area, because lots of cars use that route to link up on the main Ray Light Street and cut up around the branch out around the Police Academy to link up with Benson, or go straight ahead at Red Light. There's a go slow around those parts. There's this traffic always around the Omega Market at about this time, especially with tomorrow being Saturday. So lots of commodities are leaving from the rural part, headed towards the Red Light area and go by 12 Market. So there's always a go slow around the Omega Market, Total, and perhaps around the playing field that leads around the Coca-Cola factory. There's a go slow due to the road construction work being done on the Roberts International Highway, and I'm urging drivers to be extra patient and careful now that we've entered the rainy season. The reason you have to be extra careful, some of you don't even have the right foot tires, some of you have tires that have no grips, and then at the time you apply your brakes, it slides off. So be extra careful during this rainy season. Put you at a better edge of being safe and protecting your passenger, your pedestrians, and other motorists along the road. So those are our traffic updates for today. We take a short breather and we come back and give you our driving quotation, followed by our safety tips, and then speak to the consciousness of our drivers, pedestrians, passengers, and street vendors. Still tuned to ABC 105.1. The program is Traffic Talk. My name is Martin Fagans, your regular host and presenter. And we go back in time like this evening.
I know y'all want to know
one of his hit singles back then. His name is Jonathan Vining Kofa, alias Takun Jiso. The two nights he features Color Park and Yoki Blee.
I get the number, I know your name and call you on your phone. You're doing that. I gave you 1 minute, please. I'm taking you on. I'm trying to be short, very sweet and brief. You're doing that. Now, true, I wish you were mine. I take you any place, anywhere in the town. You're doing that. I think a style, my I think a style, yeah. I think a style.
Live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broader Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 105.1
I can creep be your boy if you ready to be my chick. You not know tomorrow, maybe I am missing ribs. Want some shorty? Why? You getting thirsty? Let's get some of the drink first. Let's get a shot of Texas when we get to the club. Man, I want you have your will. Anything you want, man, just alley on my bill. If your heart not satisfied, then man, just leave your number. And you stay using I see OGS and number. If I reach out my phone, man, I will give you the call. And when I give you a call, man, don't reject my call. You not know what's up, you not know what in the call. I'm not ready and prepared for me to lose a lot. So I will always reach out for me to give you the call. I know you sitting there, you feeling me. Alright, you doing that? Can I talk to you? I get the number, I know your name and call you on your phone. You doing that? I gave me 1 minute, please. I'm taking long, I'm trying to be short, very sweet and brief. You doing that? True, I wish you were mine. I take you any place, anywhere in the town. You doing that? Africa style, my Adiga style, yeah. Adiga style, my Africa style. You doing that? Look at your country plan. It came my mind way back on my interior life.
live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broader Buchanan Street. This is
ABC 105.1
I had it checked, that beauty blinking in my face like a diamond necklace. My mind too confused, I don't know what my take first. I won't get my first, I won't reach out first.
a matter of fact, I would like this song to roll on the presentation.
Nevertheless, check out the skin is still suffer. They get them too nice, they need to be called princess because of the beauty, man. I promise.
But I don't want to be considered an ingrate. The reason is, the guy who made it possible for us to be seen live on your Facebook feed anticipate his birthday come the 3rd of May. Editor Ishmael Smith, the least man.
Please, I'm taking more, I'm trying to be
Pretty Boy Wallace.
true. I wish you were mine.
Your birthday comes on the 3rd of May. I'd like to blow out big time for you as you anticipate your birthday come the 3rd of May. And you have it says from the Traffic Talk team.
I wish I had enough.
You know, Editor Smith, one of the biggest producers and editors in LIB. A young man with great mind.
Trying to make a way, no way, the traffic block.
And so you have it says from the Traffic Talk team.
I'm trying to talk.
That includes
I had to blow up.
Suleiman Jallo.
She stopped, she turned around with smile, then I hurry very fast.
And I'm at controls. And a big one from yourself to yourself.
Trying to be your friend, I just
May 3rd is a celebration. You're too nice.
she looking eyes, she foreigner, no, she said from Nigeria. You deserve every characteristics of a woman. I'm trying to be your friend, so man, don't leave me come on. You and I together, perfect, Lord, you know it no more. Can I talk to you? I get the number, I know your name and call you on your phone. You doing that? I gave you 1 minute, please. I'm taking
Live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broader Buchanan Street. This is
ABC 105.1
any place, anywhere in the town. You doing that? I think a star, man. I think a star, yeah. I think a star, man.
And I'm telling you a fine song. Jonathan Vine Kofa, alias Takum J. The hip hop Mary man. Well, the time check is 26 minutes on the flip side of 6 o'clock. And it's the climax presentation of the program Traffic Talk. Traffic Talk is a regular feature presentation, always at 6:15 and lasts at 6:45. Program designed to speak to the consciousness of our motorists. That includes our drivers, keke guys, pimping guys, road end users, pedestrians, passengers, street vendors. Those ones that use the streets and ply the streets are the ones we represent on this platform. And so before I go further, I'd like to do it as a special dedication to the pre-birthday man, my very own producer, Editor Ishmael Smith. May 3rd is going to be a big showdown. The man said he got a special gift for the Traffic Talk. We'll be eating certain meat. Yummy. So let's quickly run it through our driving quotation for the day. And it says, as you journey, may the road never harm you nor threaten your life. Drive with care, especially in these times of rainy season. I take it from the top. As you journey, may the road never harm you nor threaten your life. Drive with care. How does the road harm you or threaten your life? By driving recklessly or riding recklessly as a motorist. And even just jumping on the road without watching left and right to see ahead as a passenger or as a pedestrian trying to cross the street. You got to make sure you check your surroundings before jumping on that road, or perhaps cross to those areas that are been selected for crosswalks. And the second one says, no matter how long the journey takes, and no matter how slow the journey may be, one thing is sure, you're definitely going to get there in time, safely, and not in pieces. This is deep. It says, for those of you who are caught up in the traffic right now, rushing to get home, this quotation applies to you and the driver using the third lane. No matter how long the journey takes or how congested that traffic may be, and no matter how slow that traffic congestion is going, one thing for sure is that you're going to make it to your destination and you're going to make that report money. This applies to our motorists in general. It could be your bike, a keke, or a taxi driver, even you driving your private vehicles. Never be in a hasty mood to get there, regardless of how long the journey is, how slow that congestion is. Be patient, and one thing for sure that is certain, you're definitely going to get to that final destination if at all you are patient and taking them bit by bit. The Frenchman say petit à petit, doucement doucement. And so let's quickly run you through our safety tips here for the day. And it says that wear your seatbelt. Why is it important to wear your seatbelt, especially when you are in the front seat alongside with the driver? We call the passenger seat. The reason for wearing your seatbelt is that it protects you from harm or danger, and sure in case there's this emergency brake being applied, you wouldn't see your head going and dashing against the dashboard. So wearing your seatbelt is for your own safety and that of the safety of the drivers. In other parts of the world, even if you're in the part of the bucket seat as in the back seat, people tend to wear the seatbelt. They have their seatbelts in the back for the guy sitting by the driver window and the guy sitting behind the passenger seat, or even the guy in the middle, because in Europe and the western parts, they only take 3 in the bucket seat, depending. If it's a family vehicle or a minivan, everybody's going to be wearing the seatbelts. Never see the seatbelt as just a mere decoration in the car. It hence your security issue in case you're in a moving object, especially on the car. The bikers don't have it, or your seatbelt could be your helmet. As a motorcyclist, I don't know what the seatbelt is for the tricycle guys, but hey, make sure you protect your passenger at all times in the tricycle. Drink, don't drive. Drive, don't drink. Those things don't apply to each other. If you are driving, you just cannot be drinking vodka or other stuff like other people do. And if you are driving, don't drink. Those things just don't work together. They just don't occupy the same space at the same time. And even if you are drinking, don't go about driving. Show in case you've passed your limits. If you know you just cannot make it, do the right thing and do the honorable thing to ask a friend to drive you home. If there's no driver available, well, my brother, call somebody to help you, or else you're going to lead to the great beyond. I've had friends have lost lives to this piece of advice I'm giving today. I wouldn't want to say the names of friends that I know. It wasn't thing that they planned for. All these things that's happened to them. So drinking and driving just don't go together, and driving and drinking just don't go together. Those two things cannot just fill the same space at the same time. Avoid distractions. How do you avoid distractions when driving? A distraction moment could be your phone is in the cabin of the car, and then it rings, and then you see my love, my mom. Answering that headphone or that phone without wearing the proper earpiece or AirPods is a total distraction to driving principles and ethics. And so at the point of picking up that phone, you might be excited and come to be distracted. What happens is going to lead to an accident, either by destroying properties or other motor vehicles along the way. So distraction is something unacceptable to driving principles and practice. So as a trained and a professional chauffeur, either you wear your earpieces, even if something fall down to the floor, that money fall down, pull over and pick it up. Just in the absence of not pulling over and just bending down to pick it up, it is a distraction. And at times we are in the rainy season, our next safety tip says, this is a piece of advice to our motorists. The reason you should watch the weather as a motorist is because Let me start with our bike guys. Today the bikers have this thing called the umbrella, right? So if all you just watch the weather and then you leave your house and leave your umbrella behind, what happened next? You're going to not have passengers, and then at times if the rain catches you and your passenger along the way, it's going to beat you guys till you reach your final destination, or perhaps you guys will be inconvenient and then you have to pull over to wait for the rain. So be prepared at all moments. How do you be prepared as a motorist? It's by reading the weather and predicting the weather and knowing what's going to happen. Predict this unforeseen moment within the weather and then prepare yourself with your umbrella. How does it apply to our tricyclists? Predicting the weather or watching the weather helps you to put all those necessary cover on your tricycle shoe in case you are driving a drop type tricycle and then you left your house on the sunny day. But if you check the weather and be prepared before the rain comes, you will be prepared. And for you as a tricycle, also another thing that's important for checking the weather has to do with your wiper. That wiper of yours sometimes might be faulty. So if all you check the weather and then you check these things on your cars, you might repair them before the rain comes. How does it apply to our drivers? You as a driver, checking the weather means a lot for you. At times it's raining at night, your beam light might give up. So if all you know the weather is going to rain, the first thing you're going to do is check your wipers. Here you have the ones, if you're driving a station wagon, as in a station wagon. Too bad that Dutch just came out of my mouth. If you are driving that station wagon that has a double wiper in the front and the back, you check all of them properly, because at times when it's raining, you have to use the back wiper to see what's behind you and the front wiper to give you that perfect vision or visual of what is ahead of you. Also, checking the weather helps you to check your lights and enables you to see at night. So it's necessary to read the weather and predict the weather. Nowadays we have these modern cell phones that at times predict the weather, though they are not accurate at times, but to put you in a better position as being prepared. So watching the weather for you as a motorist is a bit better. Don't drive under the influence of alcohol, drugs, and the lack of sleep. Driving under the influence of alcohol puts you in a bad position of taking these wrong calculations within the traffic and driving. Because at times when you are under the influence of alcohol, you will suffer fatigue, tiredness, and blurred sight view. And then your calculations will be wrong. At times it leads you to taking lives and property or destruction of other motor vehicles. So don't drive under the influence of alcohol. Don't drive under the influence of hard substances like drugs, because your decision-making ability will not be the same as when you are sober. Don't drive under the influence of lack of sleep. For you long-distance driver that drive from here to Foya, to Vonjaman, to Saniquali, to Maryland, to Zwedru, to Fishtown. If you don't have that adequate rest, sleep will be something that would be an impediment to your good driving skills and will cause problems for you as a driver. So never drive under the influences of alcohol, drugs, and the lack of sleep. One will ask, why sleep? When you are sleepy, what happens? You might run into the ditch or slip or into a property along the way, or perhaps into a moving object along the way. That might be a problem for you. So those are our traffic safety tips right here. We take a team some breather. We come back. We go back to talking to the consciousness of our motorists, street vendors, pedestrians, and those visually impaired that apply the street as well. Stay tuned to Traffic Talk. Live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broader Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 105.1 FM.
Okay, welcome back to Traffic Talk. Traffic Talk is a regular feature presentation, always on 105.1 Radio, ABC Radio 105.1. We broadcast from King's Building. And now let me just speak to the consciousness of our motorists. Look, today is a very busy day. Some folks are tipsy, excited about today's rally by the Unity Party. Lots of folks are going home. The street is a bit packed with people leaving from one point to another. The excitement might lead to a lot of things. So every driver should exercise this high level of professionalism and being a good driver. Let's go to the lines and talk to our correspondent here this evening. Solomon, good evening. Welcome to Traffic Talk. It's been a long time. We haven't heard from you due to the fast.
Oh, yes. And I want to say my apology once again to our whatever listeners of ABC Radio.
Yeah.
And I'm around. We are still, despite being silent on the program Traffic Talk, we've been bringing the people to work
right.
On a daily basis.
Right. So keep me posted. What's happening out there where you are?
Well, I'm today, as we all know that
Well, too bad. Let's try to link up with our man Suleiman Jallo there to bring us up to speed as to what's happening out there. We don't have the eyes. He does have the eyes that we use to see. Okay, so wherever it is, we are trying to link up with Suleiman Jallo, but quickly just speaking to the consciousness of our drivers. Please make sure to exercise a high level of professionalism as a chauffeur. Be extra careful today. The street is jam-packed. Be that helping hand to that visually impaired brother or sister or kid who uses the word key to cross from one point to another. They just don't have the eyesight like you and I do. That's why they raise that key to have you been aware that we want to cross. Please give us a help. And also to our pedestrians, always learn to cross to these appropriate spots that driver will see you and recognize you. That's those intersections that has crosswalks. And I'm calling on those rightful authorities. You know, there are times, often at times, I as a driver driving towards town see these things and I try to bring it to the attention of those in authorities. People just cross randomly the streets of Monrovia, the Tottenham Boulevard, and other parts because it has become a tradition where we feel we can just jump on the road and cross. But at times it's always good to be patient to walk to the street crossing to cross. Let's go back to the lines and talk to Suleiman Jallo. Suleiman, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Good evening.
Go ahead.
We all are aware.
Yeah.
For many Liberians, especially those sympathizers and supporters of the Unity Party, since this morning from Topman Boulevard to Broad Street, Duca to be precise, there have been a lot of traffic congestion.
Yeah, due to the movement.
At the single premises.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm definitely hearing. Go ahead.
So as I was saying, especially around the single area to Broad Street up Duca, there have been a lot of traffic congestion. However, we have not received any major accident.
Right.
This morning there was a little accident occurred involving a motorbike and a taxi around the Congotan area opposite the SOS hospital.
Was it terrible? Hello? Was the accident terrible or was it just a minor accident?
It was not much terrible, rather, but the only thing that was a little damage on the taxi.
Okay.
But I think they were able to solve it amicably.
Okay.
However, on an occasion like this, I would love to advise my fellow bike riders, because myself, I'm one of them.
I know that.
To always be very, very be careful, and because people sometimes they take advantage of the occasion.
Okay. Okay.
You know, so you not take advantage of what is happening in the day, so you run just as if as nobody's on the street.
Okay.
And taxi drivers,
Yeah, Solomon, we will have to end it right there because of time. We have to go for commercial commitment in the Jiffy. So Well, let's just bring us up to speed next Monday on what's happening. But many thanks for bringing us some updates within the traffic. Stay safe, ride safe, and be safe. All right. The voice of our man Suleiman Jallo, who promised to be back here sometime after he completes his fast. And so let's just recap what we were saying. And to our street vendors, please make sure to be extra careful. Making that fast cash is not as better and important than your life. So try to be observant of your surroundings before jumping to do that transaction within the traffic. Motorcyclists, you heard it right from Suleiman. He's a biker too as well. He urges you to be extra careful. Don't be excited by the movement. To exercise patience and be that professional rider. Our tricyclists, just don't turn abruptly because you think the street is crowded and you want to make that fast catch. Calculate well before doing that abrupt turn. So let's just recap our driving quotation that says, as you journey, may the road never harm you nor threaten your life. Drive with care, ride with care, and cross with care. No matter how long the journey takes and no matter how slow the journey may be, one thing is sure, you will make it to that final destination. To recap our safety tips, wear your seatbelts, wear your helmets. Drink, don't drive. Drive, don't drink. Avoid distractions as a rider. Watch the weather to be prepared for the unforeseen moments within the rainy season. Don't drive under the influences of alcohol, drugs, and the lack of sleep. With that, we'd like to draw the curtains on today's presentation, hoping that we will be back here fresh and ready on the Monday to keep you up to speed to what's unfolding within the traffic. My name is Martin Fagans. Do have yourself a lovely time. Drive safe, ride safe, and be safe. Goodbye.
Rovia. Yes, Rovia Logistics is back. Have you been looking for a one-stop shop to rent and hire machineries of all types? Look no further. Rovia Logistics Incorporated is the answer. Rovia Logistics has wide range of machines like dump trucks to haul your sand, red dye, crush rocks, and border rocks.
As for your construction needs, do not worry. Rovia Logistics have all sizes of yellow machines to meet your desire. They have machines like bulldozers, compactors, excavators,